Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi. Hi. Hi guys, it's me, Emma, back at it again with a YouTube video. Let's read some fantasy, shall we? I read horror and romance and some literary fiction, that is it. I am going to go to the library and we are going to get some books. Hopefully they have some fantasy books that I want to read. I judge books by their covers, and if you read romance and exclusively contemporary romance, like current romance, you know what those covers look like. They don't look like the fantasy covers. So I need to branch out. What better way to do that than to read a genre that I have no interest in at all whatsoever? But I want to say that I tried. I want to be able to say that I tried. So let's read some fantasy, and hopefully by the end of this video, I love it. I doubt it, but we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. I'm going to try to avoid romantasy because I'm not interested in, I'm not kink shaming. Not kink shaming, but I'm not interested in, like, animals or, like, dragons or vampires. Or, I mean, maybe vampires is fine, but, like, werewolves, I'm cool. I'm team Edward at the end of the day. You know, I'm not personally into mixing of species. Not even really into like the mixed race thing. That's a joke because I'm biracial. Okay, I'm going to include the Ministry of Time in here. I don't know if that is technically classified as fantasy, but I guess we'll see. I've started it already and I'm liking it so far. It's a really, really interesting concept. My specific copy is from Book of the Month. It wasn't one of my Book of the Months, but it was like one of the books that I could get off there, so I did. I'm gonna go to the gym tonight with my boyfriend, and then if I don't see you again tonight, it's because I have been asking my boyfriend to give me attention all night. So I will see you then.
Nice, baby.
Because I saved the planet by going to the library.
I won't go to work for a week. No, I won't. Just to stay in bed with you.
Hi guys, I am on my way to an event. Great, I fucking look a mess. Okay, so we are in traffic and I have been to 2 events at this bookstore, the Wild Geese Bookshop in Franklin, Indiana. And this will be my 3rd one, but this will be my most popular author that I'm seeing. So I'm very nervous. I could only get off work so early. I'm really anxious to see how long the line will be, if people will be already being let in. This is like the first one I've been to that's sold out. So I'm like all kinds of anxiety. Thought I would share. Once I get there, I'll be completely fine once I know the situation, but just trying to predict the future is hard. Someone needs to come up with a way that we can do that.
When the line between us just fades and blurs, that's the time when we just don't.
Hi guys! I just got back from meeting R.F. Kuang for her Catabasis book tour. Okay, let's talk about it. This will be my 3rd event that I've attended at the Wild Geese Bookshop aircraft theater thing, and I've met Grady Hendrix and Ashley Poston, and this time I met R.F. Kuang, who is arguably the most famous one that I have seen. It was very packed and there was a lot of people, and I didn't get to speak to her very long. The most I've spoken to an author was Ashley Poston because she's very approachable. She was very chill and cool. Grady Hendrix, it was my first time going and meeting anybody that I like books by, so I was terrified anyway. And then with R.F. Kuang, you guys know how I feel about her. R.F. Kuang, the woman you are, dude. I cannot believe. I want to meet you and I want to kiss you on the lips. I read Yellowface, it changed my fucking I love Yellowface. God, so much. The only person I could think that would like it more is someone who can actually relate to the Chinese experience. But besides, I'm right under them. I'm right under them. So it was on lock. You couldn't take pictures, and you could only get one book signed. However, the Catabasis book was already signed, but Yellowface, which I brought, luckily, I did get signed because I could get it personalized. So Catabasis, I'll put in a clip here of it, is the most beautiful book I own. Genuinely, it's so pretty. I love the way it feels in the hands, and it's a hardcover, which is perfect. And she is so incredibly talented and smart, but at the same time regular. It's so weird that someone could be so smart but also so normal. She said bro a couple times. I was like, okay, oh god, like I relate to you. Like we're kind of the same if you think about it and like take away like the Oxford and Yale degrees. Yeah, it was a really nice night. It went by really fast, much faster than all of my events, and I was there super late. So she's a super quick signer. Just so glad to have Yellowface sign, and it's the copy that I bought in California. It will be a treasured copy for the rest of my life. And guys, I said the weirdest thing to her. All this amazing shit I could have said to her that she's probably heard a million times before. And I walked up to her and I said, hello, you are so beautiful. It's so nice to meet you. That's what I said. And she laughed. Because, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? But, RF Kwong, if you're watching this, because I know you're, like, a loyal subscriber to the channel, I'm sorry. And then I got home and had some watermelon. I actually stopped at Kroger on the way home to get some watermelon, because I've had some not so amazing watermelons the past couple times. So I wanted to just get the $8 watermelon to try it out. So, I gobbled some of that up. I'm excited because this book fits in with today's video, which is reading fantasy books. And so I am currently on a science fiction. I'm fairly certain it's a science fiction book, but I'm going to throw it in here anyways because, you know, you got to start somewhere. It's pretty much the same thing. Don't come for me. So after I'm done with the Ministry of Time, I am going to read Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, and I'm really excited. The premise sounds super, super cool, and I will tell you about it when I'm reading it. But for now, let's, Hey! And then we will talk about how much I loved it, because hopefully I will. R.F. Kuang, what a man, what a woman. Hello, what a man. Comment down below if you think what I said to her was weird. And don't lie, please. Now we're gonna read. My cats are fighting. Bad. Okay, love you, bye.
Damn, I'm cold, I'm so clean. Look at me go, yeah, get on my team. Been on a roll, I got what I need. Look at me, I go. Look at
You have a hole in that shirt.
Damn, I'm cold, I'm so clean.
Okay.
I'm so fresh, so clean. Bringing it on, stack it with ease. Look at me, I go. Look at me, I go. Ay. You know it's going down.
I got a haircut. Is eating and slaying. Do I look like Dora a little bit?
No.
Okay. So Calvin is here, guys. Calvin is here. So if you hear stupid fucking videos in the background, that's what it is. And he's right here and you can see him. Okay. I am about to finish the Ministry of Time. I just wanted to check in before I do finish it because I don't think it's going to be an ending that I like. And if it's not, I don't think it should count as a romance, because if they don't end up together, what the fuck is the point? That's not a romance. That's just breaking my heart into a million pieces. I think it doesn't end the way that I want it to because she keeps saying it doesn't. I guess we'll see if I'm ever going to be happy ever again. If this book makes me cry, I'm going to be really upset because I didn't know that it was going to. So do you want to give a little life update? Take the mic.
Hello.
Say something like about yourself.
Just got a new tattoo.
All right, so we are going to read this book now, and I'm going to finish it in like an hour, and I will be back to you when it's done. I should like start, like, you know how YouTubers always have like, they end their little segments with something? He just left. I don't think he knew I was talking to him. Okay, well.
I wave goodbye to my old life. Been reaching for some new heights. My baby there the whole time, and it feels right. You by my side. I'm out on body and Clyde. I need my partner in crime, yeah. Sometimes you can't even see what's right in front of you. Life
And I hate this job. Ministry of Time review coming when I'm at home and don't have to whisper. But I'm gonna start this now. And yes, they do keep me in the dark over here, so I have a lamp blasting light in my face for this.
I got it bad, I just wanted love. I got it bad, I just needed love.
Okay, I get off work at 6 o'clock. I'm almost free. How many people do you know that vlog their experience trying so hard to get out of work?
I got it bad, I just wanted love.
I finished The Ministry of Time last night. First of all, let me tell you why I'm in this mood. I started reading Catabasis. Oh boy. Love it so far. My problem is, surprisingly enough, as a person who used to aspire to not be alive. Yeah? Follow? I'm scared of death. Terrified. Very, very scared of death. Hopefully, praying that goes away when I am older and finally I'm just ready to go. I'm very scared because I do not believe in God or heaven or anything. Like, I don't. Anyways, the point is, this book takes place with people going to hell. We'll talk about that in a second. That's why I'm in this mood, because I'm just like having a little bit of a panic attack. But I finished The Ministry of Time. I am going to go ahead and say that I give it a 3.5, closer to 4 stars. Here's the thing. The book didn't end how I wanted it to. I feel as though the romance was very much so a subplot. And I kind of went into it thinking that it would be more about the romance. It honestly the book could have gone without it. You know what I mean? It was a really interesting concept. I didn't see the fucking plot twist coming. It's a very obvious plot twist. Didn't see it coming. If you're a reader like me and you just kind of are just going with the flow until things happen, you'll be surprised like I was. If you don't know what the book is about, it's about a woman who works for the British government, and they have discovered time travel. They have this door that they can go through and get people from other times. What they've done is they've gone back and got people right before they die. So these are people that don't exist and ceased to exist after that point. However, they come into the future and they each have mentors that kind of guide them around the 21st century. I feel like it was a good intro into the fiction, like the science fiction fantasy world. I realize it's not the same thing, guys, but it's all one video. Fuck it. I really liked that the character, the main woman who doesn't have a name, which I didn't notice until I almost finished the book. I was like, wait, what's this chick's name? And you don't know the whole time. I do find myself kind of wanting someone to make a ending explained video because I'm a bit confused about everything. Not everything, but like, I just want all the loose ends to be tied up. And I'm a little bit like, wait, what happened with this, and this? I don't know if they're necessarily plot holes. I think they're just things that I missed and don't understand. That was The Ministry of Time, and I'm so glad I got to read it. The main character was a biracial woman. Guys. And she was Cambodian and white. So that's not what I am, but it was a good book. I do recommend. I don't think that everybody's going to love it just because of the ending, and it's an extremely slow burn to the romance. It is just right at the end, and then they're fucking immediately. Okay, now I'm reading Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Very excited. This is truly a fantasy book. It is about 2 grad students who are they're traveling into hell. They're magicians. They study analytic magic. They are teaming up and they are going to hell, and they are going to get that professor that died, that they used to have. They're going to get him, bring him back up, and they're going to get some awesome recommendation letters, or so they think. That's their plan. And I just think that's a funny concept in itself. Just like how simple that is, that they are traveling to hell just so they can get a recommendation letter. That's crazy. Because when you get a recommendation letter from this professor, you get a job. Like, you're set. You're fucking set for life. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of cuts in this section right here because I'm getting distracted by what the people outside are doing. There's a TV in their yard and it's on. Going into hell takes half your lifespan off. So they could live like 30 more years, 20 more years, and then they're done. They're cut, which shows how dedicated they are to just living a little bit of life and making a difference and doing their research papers and shit, which I do not feel that way about school. I would be fine doing anything else, honestly. So they just got to hell. They are meeting people who are in hell. And then we're just going to go through the 8 layers, I think, of hell. And then we're going to get our professor back. Possibly meet up with the devil. I don't know. See what he's doing and if he'll let us go back up. That's it so far. I'm on page 32. I got to page 32 at work today. Because fuck that job. So we will read now. And we're going to have so much fun until Calvin gets here. And then we're probably going to go on a walk. And I want some fried chicken. I think that it'll be fairly easy to convince him to get that for dinner. So Ruby's actually back here right now. Let me show you Ruby.
Ruby knows what you're doing, Gil. Ruby, tell the world you love them.
It's time to give my honest and true midway point feelings on Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I just got to the halfway point for this book. I've been reading it for 7 days. I've been feeling a little bit insecure about how long it's been taking me to read this book because I can finish a romance novel in 3 days. I try not to compare myself to people who literally have this and only this as their job for them to do this all day. And also there are people who read romance novels way quicker than me. I just don't have time or the mental health for that. I love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But sometimes I want to go to sleep forever. So I got a new tripod. Hopefully this is working. It's a bit low. I kind of want to sit up like this, so please hold. I feel like Ariana Grande. Speaking of Ariana Grande, did you guys get your tickets? Because I sure fucking didn't. I'm just gonna hold this. That looks fucking weird. These are my pajamas. I'm ready to go to sleep. I am a little bored. Not with all of it. We jump right into the action as soon as the book starts. Like, as soon as the book starts, page 1, she's trying to go to hell. Like, there's no, like, builder to that moment. She's trying to tell us the past in between all of the action that's going on in the book, and it's kind of slowing it down for me. I don't know if that's how fantasy is, but there'll be some like dope shit going on, and then she'll be like, and that reminds me of the time the Professor Grimes fucking, and then she goes on a long like couple page tangent telling us the past. And I would have just rather, if the book was going to be this long and we did need all that information, for this to go in linear order, because it's taking me out of the action and I'm getting bored. And I don't know all of these philosophers, and I'm not familiar with Dante's Inferno. Lock me up. She's doing a semi-okay job at like dumbing it down for you. I'm just still like, am I supposed to understand this, or is this just supposed to be like, oh, this super smart person that we're following? The action is very entertaining to me, and I'm really excited to go through all these layers of hell, which are pride, desire, greed, wrath, violence, cruelty, tyranny, and the 8th court. And they're trying to find their professor, and there is a little subplot of romance that was teased and that was kind of taken back, and I don't know what's going on at this point. If you're reading this book as well, I'm on page 289. Very, very interesting concept. I'm just getting a little bored with all the info dumping that's happening, and I would have been perfectly fine. I mean, guys, I read romance, I read literary fiction. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with a linear storyline, and then them going at this point, like maybe 25% in, they start to go to hell. But I would have been fine with like getting to know the characters first. I don't feel like that would have been such a crazy, like, the choices that are made and the way that this story is told is just so interesting to me, because why wouldn't all this stuff just go in order? You know what I mean? I probably sound like a person who can't do the all over the place timeline. I mean, bitch, I love Pulp Fiction. Okay, I can do it. It's not only that there's a lot of words on each page. It's not even really that. It's just the big words, so the explaining, it's just really taking me so long to, because I've got to understand, I'm not the type of person that can just like move on and I'll get it later. I can't just move on. So it is currently Friday, September 12th. There are some really crazy things going on in the country that I live in, which is unfortunately America. I try to stay extremely politically involved. I make sure that I'm educated. I do not stand to the side for these things in times like these, but sometimes I do just want to curl up with a book and escape, and this book just isn't providing an escape for me. I will finish it. Guys, I love R.F. Kuang. I'm really excited to see what she does next, but and I think it's good for me to branch out into fantasy with an author that I'm already familiar with. I think her writing is beautiful. I think she's so smart, incredible. Blah, 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 blah. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. If you have read this book and you are a fantasy reader, what is this the norm? Like, is this a good book? I don't know. It's hard to tell when you've first started reading your first fantasy book. Like the first romance novel I read, I was eating it up, and now I'm like, would I go back and give that a 5? I don't know. Also, let me show you this leather bookmark I got. Since I haven't been buying as many books, because I'm not allowed, I will get caught by the landlord. I've been obsessed with bookmarks. I'm seeking them out. He's a little goat. Is that not so fucking cute? And then the back says, "You're the goat." Do I need to flip the camera? Flip it if I do. That's pretty fucking cute. I have 5 hours left in the audiobook because this is a book I have to do an audio book with it, because oh my god, there's so many words and big words and things I keep having to fucking look up, like this is a Stephen King book. And I will be back with you when it's finished. I specifically waited until I was at the 50% mark to come talk to you again, because yeah, cut to a little bit of me reading, then we talk about the book. That's the order that these videos usually go in. Love you, bye. I'll keep all my pens close to my chest. I am sailing up to London.
Let's take a long walk under the sun. No one else, just me and you. Sweet talking, ignoring everyone. That's all I wanna do. And if it ends up raining on us, we'll dance out in the rain. Or maybe just find a place to hide and then go outside.
I'm finishing this
again.
book tonight.
Every single time I lay my eyes on you, all I see is you and me together.
I feel like a fraud without my glasses on, but it's very late in the night and my dark circles are just really popping, and I would love for you to see them even more. So let's talk catabasis. I finished this book a couple days ago, and I'm ready to talk about it. I think what to say about this book, actually, I don't know. This book took me a long time to finish. I don't know how fantasy readers do it. There's so much world building, so much going on. I feel like there was a lot of filler for me and the type of books that I read. I feel like there was a lot of kind of things that didn't really need to be said or put in there at all necessarily. I feel like the romance wasn't really fully fleshed. Like, I could have believed it. We just didn't get very far with it, and it just kind of felt not fully like they loved each other at the end. So they said. The ending just seemed like very, like, it worked out. All of it works out in the end, and that's just kind of crazy to me. Because I guess I'm used to, when I read horror or something like that, like, things don't always work out for everybody and somebody dies and so, but everything's okay in the end. And so that was a little weird for me. I guess that's a weird thing to complain about as well, but I'm shaking this fucking tripod because it's on my bed. I feel like Alice and Peter were both relatively likable characters. I didn't feel like either of them were super annoying, because I guess I relate to them in the way where you're passionate about something and you can genuinely only think about that being your future. I saw some reviews that were like, just find something else to do, Alice. I'm like, I feel like if it's your passion, you're willing to go pretty fucking far, and maybe not to hell for it, but I would probably rather die than like do something else if not like YouTube and making movies. My room is a mess right now. I would never in my fucking life show you, but there's been a lot of spiders down here, and I'm scared to clean my room because I don't want spiders to be disturbed in their habitats. I will say this made me miss romance a lot. Like, I'm very, very excited to read a 300-page over and done romance novel. And that's not to say, like, obviously I don't think that romance readers are any less of a reader than people who read exclusively, I don't know, like serious shit, I guess. I got very lucky in finding what I liked pretty much immediately, and that is romance and horror and anything Stephen King does. Do I feel like I really got anything out of the story? I guess not. That was Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Thank you, ma'am. I love you. And I guess on to the next. At the beginning of this video, I picked up The Devils by Joe Abercrombie or something like that from the library. And then I had it for a long time. I guess it's been 20 days, and I looked on the website to renew it, and I saw that one person was waiting on it. So then I was like, shit, I either got to read this or I got to return it because I feel bad. I'm not reading this book. And then I checked again, and 3 people were waiting on it. So I just went and returned it tonight in the darkness. And I hope that whoever reads it enjoys it, because it's not going to be me. Specifically because that book was over 500 pages and this book was over 500 pages, and I don't know, guys, fantasy just might not be my cup of fucking tea. So I am currently reading Annihilation, and we're going to read that, and we're going to talk about that. And then the last book I will read for this video is called The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I originally went to the library looking for The Cruel Prince because that was highly rated. It's shorter, and that is certainly a plus for me, but it was in the teenager section that you're not even allowed to go into as an adult when it's not school hours. So I felt very I don't know, hopefully this is easier to read because it is meant for teenagers. If it's not, fucking great. I have a stigma against YA because I'm an adult, and I personally feel a little bit uncomfortable thinking about what kind of things could be in a romantasy/romance novel for young readers. I don't really give a shit about teenagers and what they're doing in their private relationships, but I feel like maybe that's also me thinking too deeply in it. We'll see. I don't know what this genre is. I don't know what this genre is besides fantasy. So, oh yeah, the reason I got this book is because my library said they had 42 copies of The Cruel Prince, and I couldn't find a single one. So I got this, and we will talk. MacBook users who also have a cat. How familiar is that fucking sound? I'm so excited to read Annihilation. I love the movie so much. It's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and I don't even think it's meant to be seen that way, but truly horrifying movie. Just eerie and gross, and I love it so much. Natalie Portman, I want to kiss you in the mouth. So I'm excited to read this book. It is super short. It's under 200 pages, and I don't know how they got a whole movie from this book because we're already deep into the book. I got this copy off of Thrift Books, so it's very, very beat up. There's even some Chinese writing on the inside and some annotations in it and shit, but that's okay. Area X has been cut off from the rest of the world for decades. Nature has reclaimed the last vestiges of human civilization. The first expedition returned with reports of a pristine Edenic landscape. The second expedition ended in a mass suicide. The third in a hail of gunfire as its members turned on one another. The members of the 11th expedition returned as shadows of their former selves, and within weeks, all had died of cancer. We join the 12th expedition. This group is made up of 4 women, an anthropologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, and the de facto leader, and our narrator, a biologist. Their mission is to map the terrain, record all observations of their surroundings and of one another, and, above all, avoid being contaminated by Area X itself. They arrive expecting the unexpected, and Area X delivers, but it's the surprises that come across the border with them and the secrets the expedition members are keeping from one another that change everything. What I can say about the movie is that they cross into this invisible border, into this fucking possessed land, and it is genuinely a beautiful scene, and it's like freaks of nature and things that I can't believe anyone was even able to come up with without having nightmares. I don't know our main character's name. Not gonna lie. We're gonna read this. Hopefully this only takes me a couple days, but me and Calvin have a pretty busy weekend. I'm recording a really exciting video, and I just love exploring. I love just doing things with him. Guys, get you a boyfriend who you fucking love and don't hate. Because I've had a lot of boyfriends that I could not stand. And I just could stand all over him all day. I have an interview on Saturday for a new job. I currently work at like a local like family-owned business, and that's just not working out for me as the only woman, the only liberal, the only person of color. Not going well for me. I live in Indiana, so I'm sure you can imagine. I want to finish this. Look at my little goat bookmark. He's a baby. Say hi to him. There we go. And now let's cut to the reading montage. And I'm going to pick a fucking mysterious sci-fi song for this segment. So enjoy that, whatever. I haven't found it yet, but enjoy whatever I'm able to find. Well, Annihilation was good. It was a good book. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Hold on. I wish it was longer. And I think that it is a very good book. I guess for the beginning of a series, it's like a 4. I just wish it were longer, and I wish we knew a little bit more about the characters. But the vagueness does make it a little bit more creepy, I guess. If you've read this book, you know that it is nothing like the movie. Nothing. I don't even know really where they got most of it. But the lighthouse is in the movie, and I think that I just went into it thinking it was going to be like the movie, even though someone who recommended this book to me, my nail tech, said that it was nothing like the movie. I was like, it's got to be a little bit like the movie. So anyways, enough about the movie, more about the book. Jeff Vandermeer is very talented. This was very, very creepy and gross and weird. And I loved it. There were parts where I had to stop reading because I was alone in my room, or it was dark, or it was night, and I was scared. If you're only scared of ghosts, or you're scared of like creatures, or like Scream, or this is scary in the way that it is all unknown, and you can't stop nature, right? Like if nature is fucked up, you can't stop nature. You can stop a real person. Michael can be held at bay. This is like, holy shit. Ugh. What is happening? I'm scared. I have goosebumps thinking about it. 3.5 stars, closer to a 4. I really like this. I can't wait to read the rest of the series. And I also can't wait to watch the movie again after this. Annihilation is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I can't believe I'm just now getting around to reading this. Pretty beat up copy, but I kind of like the quirkiness to it. Thank you, Thrift Books. I've started to read The Stolen Heir. I'm not doing audiobook this time because it's been a fairly easy read, and I don't want to waste my credits. However, I did accidentally leave my book at work. So this is devastating news. But I just got this in the mail, so that is very exciting. I'm going to read this tonight. Not going to like vlog that or whatever, but I'm really excited to read this. The back is so cute. I will see you at the 50% mark or when I'm done with The Stolen Heir. I have no opinion on it yet. It's just so far very fantasy. I think it's the most fantasy of everything out of everything. I think it is the most fantasy so far out of everything I've read. Like in my mind, when you picture fantasy, it's like magical goats and fairies and shit. That is what this book is. So, magical ghosts? I meant magical, what? Goats. What did I just say? Don't cut that because that's fucked up. This will be my first time reading 2 books at once, but this one is, serious and a true story, and that one's a silly one, so I think I'll be able to separate the two. If I was reading 2 romances at once, I would forget which Nate is who, because every romance novel has a fucking Nate. I will give my opinion on this book when I'm actually done with it, but all I can think of while I'm reading this is I miss adult romance. This is really making me miss adult romance because I'm an adult. That's probably why. The book is complete. I just finished the book at 2 a.m., which is late for me. I couldn't stop because I just wanted to be done with it so bad. I had such a motivation because I wanted to be done with this book so fucking bad. Wow, what to even say, you know? 2 stars. 2 stars. And because it wasn't not entertaining. I was actually entertained for multiple parts of the book where I was like, wait, what's going to happen next? I don't think young adult romance is going to be for me. And I don't think it should be for any other adults either. I don't want to kind of like alarm people or make anybody uncomfortable with what they like. But it's weird to read about like teenagers kissing. I didn't like that. It made me feel so ucky. And I felt like I had walked into the library, into the teenager section, and took that book. Because I did. So I'm going to return this, and hopefully the next teenager, because I'm not one, hopefully the next person who reads this is a teenager, and they like it. I hope they love it, honestly. This was my least favorite read in this video, because I hate the ending. If you've read this, what the fuck? The ending? The ending? We're just going to let that happen? I'm a romance reader, okay? So everything gets a happily ever after or happy for now, you know? And in my heart, it's always a happily ever after. Maybe this is my fault for reading a book that was a part of a series, a duology, but I don't like the ending. And I want to know what happens in the next book. I'm definitely going to read the Spark Notes. I won't be reading the book, but
Oh, I already went through it.
sorry, I'm on Discord with my boyfriend. I'm his little Discord kitten. That was disgusting. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was entertained by this book at many points. This review is a mess because I just finished it, and I usually take a day to absorb it, but I just want to be done with this. It's mainly just the ending that just kind of ruined my life, and the rest of my days will be lived out in agony because of this ending of this book. I'm disappointed. Like and that's good. That's a good part of the book, is that I am so disappointed with the decisions made by everybody. I cannot believe that she did that. I cannot believe that she did that. And maybe it's just because I am, you know, very attracted to men that I like, you know. And maybe it's because I would have forgiven him. Yeah. My disappointment in the ending, I think it shows good writing, kind of, because I was rooting for these people to kind of make it out, but as I got closer to the end of the book, I was like, wait, is this actually going to end like this? I think my favorite part of the book was the part, spoiler, skip to this timestamp, so you don't have to get spoilers if you don't want, but my favorite part of the book was when she kills her mother by saying, I want you dead, and then she just appears on the ground in pieces, dead. That was awesome. I really like that part because it was kind of creepy. Surin is a little girl. She's not a little girl. I just couldn't think of anything else to say. She is a woman, and she's 19, I think. And Oak is the prince of Elfheim, of course. He is 17, and they are making this trip to across the lands to take down the person who has kidnapped Oak's father and tortured Surin all her life. Suren all her life. And they're doing it together. But at the end, there's some betrayal that we find out about that isn't really that deep to me. Like, I genuinely am a little confused. Like, yeah, that sucks for sure, but like, you're totally fine. Like, you're cool. Everything worked out. And he knew it was going to work. I don't know. If you like this book, I don't mean any disrespect to you. Genuinely, this was a video of me actually trying to like fantasy. And I just think for now, in this point in time, I am going to just not try anymore. I will say that science fiction and like horror fantasy, maybe I'd be interested in again. But this kind of fantasy, catabasis, and this, just not for me, which is unfortunate. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody if you like this book. Genuinely, I want you to like this book. But I will be thinking about this for the foreseeable future and just how disappointed I am in what happened at the end. Which is, it's a good book to make me feel. The writing was very just like, the wind crushed through the soul of my bones and my skin wavered in the, anyways, I hope you like this video. I am going to be posting a bookstore vlog that I am so excited about. Please, leave your comments on this book in the comments. Wait, what? Leave your opinions on this book in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video. Fuck. Just need to get that out. After this book, Stolen Air by Holly Black. 2 stars, 2.5 maybe. Bye.